we're going to talk about when to move when you're playing a match. Do you move, well, when do you move? Do you move before they hit? When they hit? After they hit? Us amateurs, well, that's normal. But when do the pros move? And these are some really good pros. So normally when you coach it as getting the racket back, but ideally you need to read the ball coming off the racket or the ball in the air off the racket. But when you watch the pros play, they make a move, and I think what they're doing is they're reading the turn of the shoulders and the setup, and they're covering the court at the same time. So when you watch Nadal play, Djokovic is in the air right here and the ball is in the air. So he's reading the shoulders and body because he's starting to make a move there as the ball is in the air. I don't like big split steps because sometimes you'll be caught in the air and you can't do anything about it. When you're in the air, you can't move left or right. But notice that he's making the read as the ball is in the air before Nadal hits the ball. Then as he makes the move, you'll see it there. He's moving before impact slightly. He's already made the move to cover his backhand. This is right before impact, and he's already starting to make the move. And normally when I return serve, I watch the ball, and I watch the racket hit the ball, and then I watch where the racket goes after making impact. The ball cuts across it. I know it's a slice. It goes right through it, it's a flat. And if it comes up on it, it's a spin. Now, when does Nadal move on Djokovic's shot? He's landed here. Djokovic make the return. Another thing too is when you serve, you have to be careful that you don't end up too far into the court. So your first step back, your first move back is a step back off the serve. There. And you can see it right there. He's already making the read as the ball is left the racket here. He's made a shift to cover the court right there. And you can read it off of Djokovic's return that he's so far out of position, his arms are so stretched out, it'd be almost impossible for him to hit down the line. He won't be able to turn the racket through the ball that quickly. So I think at that level, it's about knowing where their opponent is on the court and what they can do. Now, when does Djokovic, does he move to cover open court, or is he reading it? I think he realizes I'm so far over on one side of the court, he has to get to the other side of the court to cover the court. And that's another thing about your court coverage. It depends on where your positioning is on the court. Have you opened the court to your opponent? Like, are you leaving one side of the court open? If you are, you must go and bisect it. You must go and cut off that opportunity for your opponent. I like this part here because you can actually see he's moving already and Nadal hasn't hit the ball. And then once he hits the ball, you'll see the way he moves the ball. No split stepping, no getting caught in the air here. Nadal's about to make impact. He's going to make the shift over to get the ball. And that's the key. He's shifting already, and then he turns to run. Some people don't like, some people shift and they'll side shuffle. You just turn and run. Now, Nadal's caught in the air as he's split stepping, and Djokovic is making impact. I think this is a problem in this shot, and that's why Nadal wasn't able to get to this ball. Plus, that's a tough down the line. You'd assume he'd go back to Nadal's backhand. You assume Nadal has a much greater coverage on his forehand, but that's a great down the line shot. So the pros are moving before the ball is struck. So they're reading the positioning on the court, they're reading the body language as you're about to hit the ball. As an amateur, you could mimic that part of the game as time goes by to know where you're on the court, and if you leave the court open, you have to cover it. And you can also anticipate the patterns of your opponent. I am not a pro, but I am basically a player 4-5. But for me, I think the best thing to do is just make sure that I get the racket back before the ball bounces. Someone once told me that the racket should be back and the ball bounces, and wherever the ball is bouncing, you stop the racket from moving backwards and start bringing the racket forward. So I'm happy to get my racket into position and get my body in position as much as possible. But even this shot here, it looks like I have great positioning. I set up early, ball bounces, I'm waiting for it. My feet are in position, shoulders are turned. Okay, and that's what you can hope for. I can transfer weight forward on this shot, but when you watch the impact, the ball is too high, and so I can't hit it clean, and it's gonna come off a lot of spin, and that's because I'm not moving my feet into the ball. Right there, ball's too high. I should be making impact with the ball at my chest level. It should be by my hips, and so since it's high like that, and I'm out of position, it's hard to transfer weight forward, and it's hard to drive the ball. Try not to make sure that your impact's not too high. And look at the spin. I have to hit spin because it's too high. But now that you learned about when when people hit the ball, you have to use this information to poach. You want to move before the ball lands. Now watch this as my partner serves. Watch my movement. Based on what we know, you want to make the move when your partner hits the ball there, so they can see it. So you interfere in your line of sight to your partner, and they react to you. Did I make him make the ball go up a little bit more? Maybe. That's a really high return, but you should be active as a player. So what did you learn? Get yourself in position as early as possible. You're going to read the player's body language. You're going to read the ball off the racket. You're going to read the court. If you have left the court open, you got to move it to get in the position for that. You want to make the move as soon as possible, and sometimes you have to guess. The difference between guessing and anticipation is guessing is 51% right.